In this video, let's talk about SOQL, which is Salesforce Object Query Language. And we are going to start this video by breaking down the SOQL query that we have run in our previous video. So this is the query that we ran in our previous video. We retrieved some records from the account object. So let's try to understand this SOQL statement. So first of all, we need to focus on these yellow keywords. The first one is select and the second one is from. Every SOQL query must have these two keywords, where select is the first keyword of each and every SOQL query, and from is a keyword that you use to define from which object you want to retrieve your records. So you will definitely see these two keywords in each and every SOQL query. Between your select and from keyword, we have three more words here: ID, name and phone. And these are the fields or columns that we are retrieving for each and every account record. Now there is one more word left in this SOQL query, which is the last word called account. And this is the object name. The word that you write after your from keyword is called the object name. And here our account is the object because we are retrieving these records from the account object. Now let's understand it with the help of an example. So here I have my account object with four different fields or columns. The first field is account name, the second one is phone, the third one is the website, and the fourth one is the annual revenue. Now this account object or account table has three records. So we can see that there are three different records in this table, and we want to retrieve these records using our SOQL query. So let's try to build an SOQL query for this account object. So first of all, we are going to have our two main keywords. The first keyword is select and the next keyword is from. Now between our select and from keyword, we are going to specify the columns or the fields that we want to retrieve. So first we want to retrieve the account name. So we are going to write name here. Then we want to retrieve the phone, then the website, and then the annual revenue. After these fields, we also want to specify like from which object do we want to retrieve these records. And we need to specify that next after our from keyword. And since we are retrieving these records from the account object, we are going to write account here. You may be noticing the name that I have given in my SOQL query are different than the name that I have in my table. For example, in my table I have account name, but in my SOQL query I have name. In my table I have annual revenue with a space in between, but in my SOQL query I have one single word called annual revenue without any spaces. So couple of things here. The first thing is none of your column name in your SOQL query can have any space in between. So all of these should be a single word, like the way we have specified annual revenue without space. And the second thing is in our account table, the account name is a label, but its API name is name. And I'm going to show you that in our Salesforce org. Like why did I write name here in my SOQL query, but on account page it shows account name. Let's open any of the account here. Let's go to the details tab, and we see that here the label says account space name and the annual revenue field says annual space revenue. But if you go to the definition of this account object in the setup, so let's go to the setup just by clicking on this gear icon and clicking on this setup here. And after that, let's go to the object manager, and here we will see our account object. Click on the account object and then click on these fields and relationships. So we will notice that our field label is account name, but its field name is name only. It doesn't have account in it. Very similar to this account name field, we have another field called annual revenue, and its label is annual space revenue, but its field name is annual revenue without any space. So when you write a SOQL query, you need to write the field name instead of the field label. If you write the field label, it's not going to work until unless your field label and the field name is same. Like the industry field, we have the same label and the same name. And for the custom object, this field name could be quite different. For example, we have a custom field called active under the account object, and its field name is active_c, where $_c defines that it's a custom field. So always pick the field name. So you need to write active_c in your SOQL query instead of writing active, else it's not going to work. So I hope I made myself clear here. Now let's go to our developer console and let's try to write a SOQL query. Before that, let's pick a different object this time. We are not going to write a SOQL query on the account object. Maybe let's pick our lead object. Do we have any lead records? Yeah, we have some. So first of all, let's go to our setup menu, and here we are going to open the lead object so that we can see the API name or the field name of the lead object. On the details tab, you will see the API name of your object. So this is what we are going to write after our from keyword. And let's go to the field and relationships. And here we can see all the field name. So let's see what we want to retrieve from the lead object. Let's retrieve lead name, the company name, email, and the lead status from the lead object. So let's go to the developer console, remove everything. Let me zoom it a bit. So remember, the first keyword that we need to write in a SOQL query is select. And it doesn't matter whether you write it in the capital letter or small letters, or if you use the mixed cases, it's gonna work. So I generally tend to write my keywords in the capital letters and all other words in the capitalized form. For example, if I want to write name here, then I'll keep my N capital and the rest of the word in the small cases. But my keywords, they'll be in the capital letters. And let's write our second keyword as well, which is from. Now, since we are retrieving the data from the lead object and we have seen that the API name of the lead object is lead, so we are going to write from lead. Now here between our select and from keyword, we need to define the fields that we want to retrieve. So we want to retrieve the name, the company, the email, and the lead status. So let's go to the setup and check the field name of all these fields. For the name, where is it? So here is our name field and its API name is also name. So we need to focus on this second column here. So we need to write name. Let's copy it and paste here. Name, comma. So yeah, I forgot to mention it. All the fields that you are going to define here, they all need to be separated by a comma. So that's why I'm giving a comma after my name field. The second field is company. So let's find it here. And its field name is also company. Again, let's add a comma here, and then the third field, which is called email. Where is it? And again, it has the same API name or the field name. So we can simply paste it here. And the fourth one is the lead status. So we can find it here. And the API name of the lead status field is called status only. So we don't have to write lead space status. Instead, we will write status. Once you are done with your query, we can execute it. And this is going to return some results. And we have got 22 results here with the first column as the name, because we have defined name here first. The second column is company. The third is email, and the fourth is status. If you want to switch the position of these columns, you can, switch it here in your SOQL query. Maybe like you want to retrieve the status first and then the company name. So we are going to remove the status from the end and add it after the name. If you execute it again, then we will see that status is our second column now. So we have got 22 results, and I guess we have got all our fields. So this is how you can write a SOQL query, and with each coming lecture in this course now, we are going to work more on our SOQL queries. We are going to make it more complex, where we are going to limit the number of results that we are retrieving. For example, in this case we are retrieving all the lead records, but what if we want to retrieve only those leads which are closed? So that's what we are going to have a look at in our next video.